Stand for something. Otherwise, you'll fall for anything. And what we need to realize is that if we actually want real change in the world, well, sometimes we have to do things ourselves. And the Epstein list has exposed many people for who they are. And today, live on the air, I'll be exposing thousands of people. And when we reflect on what it represents, I know there's many people that are tuned into this live today, and you've been waiting for this for a while, and I'm grateful to God to give me this opportunity to speak this today. You know, there are many synchronicities in the world, and as I sit back and we live in a quantum reality, and to see the return of the list of Jericho, yeah, the list of Jericho is back. I reflect on the Epstein list. And in today's lesson, I'm going to be exposing thousands of people. Got a big one today. I'm going to be breaking it all down. I'm going to give everyone across the world one example, and I will break that one example down to a fine powder, and then we'll be off to the races. I appreciate everyone getting on here. It's my honor to lead by example. Appreciate you clicking the like button to push this forward so that as many people as possible will hear this video today. Appreciate the beautiful comments coming in. Yeah, this will be, you know, like a pipe bomb like never before here. So, you know, this needs to be done. And, you know, we'll move forward as a society. Things don't want to be addressed. I'ma address it today. We'll address it today. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey and I make the lessons relevant for everyday life people. We have the resurrection of the list of Jericho. And in that energy, today, the walls of Jericho come down. Today, as we march and shout, blowing the horns, the trumpets, the walls come down. A lot of people have felt this invisible wall. This wall comes down today. And what I observed from people in the world, we're not going to tolerate it anymore. And being an empath, which a lot of people are that are tuned into this, you're listening to me. You know, I read some things. I, you know, watched some videos about what was going on, and being an empath and feeling the darkness, almost being brought to tears about certain things. There are people in the world that have to come to terms with what is going on inside of them. There were children around the world that were affected, women around the world that were affected, and young men that were affected. And when I sit back and I look on social media, I see people around the world posting things And what is exposed is the ego. What is exposed is within a person. I'm here to tell you, so I'll go out on the internet. I know a lot of people, you go out there and you see what other people, and I just sit back. I sit back like Kermit the Frog, sipping on the tea. I have coffee in this mug. And I watch these people. I watch what they post. And people, they post images that are AI images. They post content that are AI generated email files. And what people are doing, they are posting according to their bias. People use the Epstein list to make themselves feel better about their political party. These people that are posting these AI generated pictures, these AI generated, files, they don't care about children. No, they care about their political party. They don't care about the women and the young men. They care about their ego and that they have to be right. They care about their political party and the ego that my political party's better than yours. And we take the Epstein files and we do that instead of coming up and addressing the problem that is facing society. What we need to look at is the subconscious, and we have to look at the ego. And I am the voice for the voiceless. I appreciate that. A lot of people have been seeing this. You don't see that that's AI generated picture. You don't see. And if you're a person that makes those AI generated examples, which I will be breaking one down for everyone to analyze, you are the disgrace. You are the chat's blowing up right now. Appreciate if you hit the like button. We are live on the air, and I will eviscerate all these people live on the air. Keep hitting that like button right now. Keep hitting it. In your life, this is something, and that's why there was no revelations on the TV. It was to expose you and who you are. It was to expose you and who you are. When you sit there and you don't actually care about our children and you're more concerned with your ego, what are you actually wired on? You're more concerned with politics that aren't even real, and you don't even care about our children. So you go out there with your ego, you post all the pictures, and what I watch, these adults are acting like children. What about this one? And they go back and forth in the comments, and they'll take an image of the political party figure that they go against, and look at this one, and then they go back and forth. But what is this actually doing for our world? Does anyone want to comment? What is this actually doing for the world? Nothing. It does absolutely nothing. So what people want, they want confirmation bias. You have to get in your head, and, I'll be, talking about a certain figure. You have to get through your head, like, are you going to defend people? What's their content of character? And what's your content of character? What's your content of character? You see, when I post, and I've been sharing this with the community because the energy is getting real high right now. If you post content, you better make sure you post with integrity. You better make sure you post with integrity. So when I go out there and I'm observing everyday life people, this is your behavior. This is not serving our children. This is not serving the best for humanity. It's to coddle your ego. It's for the narcissist. You're the internet narcissist. That's what you are. So all day long, it's just people that are posting Whatever the picture is, whatever the file is, to validate their political side, or to validate what they have in their ego. It doesn't actually save our children. It doesn't do anything to better our families. It doesn't do anything to help the people that didn't have a voice in this world. That's why, and I take the pulse of society and I look at where we're going as in the world, and this what we're all going through right now. That's why you didn't see it on TV, right? It was to expose who you are on the inside. It was to expose who you are on the inside. You're a clown. You're a joke. That's what it is. And that's why I tell people, because it's gotten real loud. I told you this. You're going to have to open up that third eye, because how many AI posts and it's one of my main talking points on my #1 video. People just lie about everything in the modern society. Do you agree with that? Did you see that? People just lie about anything because they're in their ego. Because it's my political party. It's the brain. It's the brain, right? Some people are terrified of clowns. I know that. That's a real thing that's going on. We're going to break it down today. Appreciate everyone coming on for this one. I appreciate you. We have to tackle these deep things. So we go out in the world. We go out in the world and I watch adults. These are adults, supposedly adults. And they go back and forth. And they go back and forth in their own. Well, what about this? What about this picture? What about that picture? And I just sit there and I'm like, don't you see that that's AI generated? You can't. And they just keep going back and forth. And they just keep going back and forth. That's why it's clown world. That's why people keep saying, well, why isn't anything happening? Because this is rooted, and this is what I teach on this channel if you're new, this is rooted in your subconscious. This is your content of character. All right? Now, politics are it's a very, and that's why I stay clear of it. So in today's example, I will give an example, and this way it takes the politics out of it. Do you see a lot of people get very triggered, very dark when it comes to politics? Ooh, you're a clown. That's what you are. You're here for my amusement. Grow up. Okay, Jack writes, send in the clown. That's what they do. They just send in the clowns. I'm going to post this. Look at this picture. Look at that one. And just sit back. If you're an awakened person, just watch. These are adults. This is why this country is failing. Okay, you click subscribe on this channel if you want to improve your life. And by doing so, we improve the world. Okay, this is why the country's failing. I told you this in my 1776 episode, 1776 energy. You're the problem. It's you. Oh, no, don't blame the famous people. It's you. How you doing? Do you have an example for us to break down? Yes, I do. So these Epstein files, they're about everything. It's not just about politics. And I'm a person that watches football, okay? And I watch sports talk. I'm in the sports community. Some of you also watch football. That's what I do. I know some people they don't like that. I watch football. And so in the Epstein files, there was a certain quarterback that was allegedly in the Epstein files. And so now this quarterback that was in the Epstein files, when I look on social media, they were given this example. And now everyone was starting to look at what was the behavior, what was going on with this quarterback. And then I was seeing like the post and then like people were questioning, like why was this quarterback, it was at the Super Bowl. He wasn't playing in the Super Bowl, but he was sitting with the commissioner, and they're like, why is he always like, what's going on with this guy? So all these questions popped up. After that post about whoever that guy was, all of a sudden, now we see, what about this quarterback? And then they would all make posts about like every quarterback from other teams and so on and so forth. And then obviously a lot of people that are in the sports community knows that this is just trolling and, trying to slander other people. So some people in the chat saw this as well. I'm reading the chat right now. So I'm going to take this example down. So you're a person that's out there and you see one particular quarterback in the Epstein files. So you think it's okay? You think it's okay to slander that man? You think it's okay? Because it's not your sports team? I mean, like it's like very serious stuff that's in the Epstein files, right? That's serious. So now you go out there. And a lot of people that were in the sports community saw this. And then someone like made a post and they said like, okay, now everyone's in the, every quarterback from every team. It was just getting out of control. So I want everyone that's getting this lesson today, I want you to reflect on that because I saw that. So just because one person from a different team was allegedly in the Epstein files, does that give you the right to make AI generated posts? Because listen, the internet is the Wild West right now. Do you know this? So from that moment, and maybe you need your Uncle Mike to give you a little time out and really reflect on yourself. So, and I'm just going to use this because I don't like to get involved really with politics, right? So you see one person on a sports team, and so now you're going to make posts about other people, other quarterbacks, right? Just because of one. That's not okay. That's not content of character. Now, in life, I have to teach people how to be adults. This is what I have to do now. God said, you got to teach people how to be adults in this world. And there's going to be a big closing for this lesson today. It's a big closing today. Darren Rip, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support, Darren. Thank you for that. Like there's other things that, there's all these memes and stuff. Sports is supposed to be light, for example. Something like the Epstein files, that's not something to make a joke about. And then just like, this guy had an email with the Epstein guy, and this quarterback had an email with the Epstein guy, right? So I want you to take that example. A lot of people see what's going on out there right now. And now I want you to plug and play. I want you to plug it and play it, right? So now put it to other people that are being slandered and being confused in the world, right? There are people that literally don't care about our children. They care about their ego and they care about being right and their side instead of getting to the truth. And I teach this on this channel. There is no polarity when it comes to ascension. As a society, as the person that's getting this message maybe for the first time, we have to be focused on becoming a better version of ourselves and build the society better. But this constant bickering, the polarity, the my political party is better than yours. Ooh, what a clown. Darren, I appreciate the super chat again. Thank you, King, for all that you do. Uncle Mike, we all need to come together to take the systems down. Love you all. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. And I see it all the time. I like to come out and talk about lighter topics, and I see it. I could see it within people have spiritual derangement syndrome. Ooh, this is the way. No. So in life, and we have to understand the psychology of people. That's why we could study the humans. And we have to know, like, what's the brokenness on the inside. You know this, and a lot of people wanted me to talk about this. I'm a talk today. No. They don't actually care about children. They don't care about making the world a better place. They just can't. They want to post things. They wear a t-shirt. They don't care. Did you see this? Now we're exposed now. How you doing? No, you just care about your political party. You care about your side. You think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay because one guy, let me slander all these other quarterbacks. I don't care. I'll stand up for faith. Listen, we're all the same. At the end of the day, I told you this already. All right, we all put one pant leg on at the one at a time. Okay? We're all the same. It doesn't give you, and to take a serious topic like this, to take a serious, and then like you're in your mother's basement. How you doing? You're in your mother's basement. You generate the things, then you post it. Oh, this guy was on the email here. Hey, look at this guy over here. You don't care about children. You care about your ego. Source Shield, thank you so much for the super chat. The truth cannot be told. It can only be realized. If you're awake, you know how tough it is knowing this. Absolutely. I appreciate that. I'm very grateful for the support. Grateful for everyone's support today, hitting that like button. This is Clown World. I told you, Clown World is coming to an end. Today, the walls of Jericho come down. You see the synchronicities? This was not a coincidence. It was a synchronicity. The walls of Jericho come down today. Amy Sunshine Ray, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I know it's already done. Thank God it's just central casting. Wake up. And I appreciate that, Amy, because what is happening, that's why it brings you to me, the teacher. How you doing? This was already done. It was to expose you. How you doing? You can't come back from this. When you sit there, and that's why it's always about we the people. It's always about your everyday life. And it's always about the window of time when your head hits the pillow at night. When I go to bed, I go to bed within 3 minutes. So your content of character, when you do these things, right, it's going to stir. It's going to stir when that head hits the pillow at night. That's where it's going to stir. Right? And it's very it's upsetting to see this, but that's why we have to understand what's going on within people, and that's why you may and I'm speaking what a lot of people saw. You're going to have to really make sure that you're focused, because there's going to be so many with AI and everything else. Again, everything is. It's not just good or bad. It is, right? So people in the world, this is a time period. Social media is not a joke, but it is. You're going to have to sort through all this stuff, and you're going to have to stay focused. So, for me, and, I share about, who I am and how I go about my life, and, to see that with, say, sports athletes, and just see like, and then like, it was like seen by the community, and they posted all these. Okay. So this guy was in that list thing there. So now magically all these other quarterbacks were in it. So what that shows to the world is it's just clown. It's just a clown show. It's just a clown world. And it's a disgrace. When I've read certain things, I heard certain things to, And I can't bring myself to say the words. I know a lot of people are empaths that are tuned into this channel. A doll, like I can't even say it. And the terror, because if you're an empath, you're able to hear the tragedy of the person. And some people watch this. I know you were done wrong, you were violated, and it's my honor to speak up for all of you. And I appreciate everyone hitting that like button today. And don't be afraid to click subscribe and take this journey together. Because, and what this really is today, because I honestly, I just like to be a nice, calm guy. And it's just, you got to overcome fear for this stuff. And I hope I can inspire other people to open the mouth. I hope I could inspire other people to open the mouth. So when I see that, so this is where the Holy Spirit fire comes into play. All right. This is so, and I see a schmuck on social media. How you doing? And you're so much in your ego, and you post, they made a whole collage, and I'm looking at this. Do you see this? Do you see it? It doesn't give you the right to slander someone else. It does. You're an egomaniac. You're demented in the brain. It's not okay. I hope someone hears this today and changes their life. This is why, right? Because the problem in the world was not the famous people. It was not. It's in what's going on, your content of character. I've been saying this for so long. And when I see, this is a very energetically charged topic, to see this topic of the Epstein list used for your ego, and all these people on social media posting all these things, and then just going back and forth with all, they just make more pictures. They make more things. Look at, and I'm watching this, and this is why I teach real men to do, this is what you're doing with your life. This is what, do you get it? I don't care if you get triggered. I'm here to make you become a real man. Become a real man. You're on social media in your mother's basement, and you go back and forth with pictures of, oh, look, oh, I made this one. This is what's going on. What I do on this channel, I talk about everyday life stuff. This is going on social media, and I'm going to put an end to it today. And you could put an end to it today if you share the video. Hit subscribe. I appreciate that. It's a joke. You're a joke. And this is where it gets to the place, because we are in the fire horse year. This is what I teach on the channel. This is the fire horse year. And we have to move forward as a society, and all of the fake stuff, that a lot of that stuff resides in your subconscious. And I hope that someone will self-reflect. It's not easy what I do here. I trigger some people. But what you need to do is self-reflect. Wow. There's real actual children. There's real actual people. And maybe you're just being a narcissist just because you got to feel comfortable about your political party. Ooh. You're a clown. Tammy, I'm so grateful for the super chat. Thank you for bringing more light to this subject. Blessed brother. It's my honor. It's my honor. This is, and I know a lot of people don't. This is what you, the person that's getting this message. Remember, it's about the everyday life people. You are not, we're all just, living our lives, civilians, right? There's people that are to take care of this stuff. So what you need to be focused on is the improvement. When you go back and forth with, and this is the stuff that it's always an energy theme. It's always you. And this is the stuff that makes my brain explode. Okay. You're in your mother's basement. You're generating these things. And you just go back and forth. Look at this political guy over here. Look at this guy. Or go back and forth. And people I see, I watch them in the videos and all. You kidding me? So what we need to take from today's little chat, there's got to be inner work that's done. We have to realize, and I'm exposing you. You don't actually care about our children. You care about your ego. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. What a clown. I told you this was the end of clown world. It's a deep enrooted problem. I hope that people can fix the subconscious programs that to defend your political party or your side. You got to get out of your ego, and you have to get with our families, our children, our women, and our young men that were violated. And I will be the voice for the voiceless. And today, I don't really like to talk about these things, but we're in this energy right now. I'm ready to go. I don't care. I don't care if people get triggered on the internet. And a lot of the people that they don't actually do in life. This is what we teach on this channel. Practice what you preach, son. People just talk about things. They don't actually do. They don't actually, do, son. That's where you have to be. So, when you are, reflecting on this, and it's in the best interest, if you're a person that's awake, okay, I talk about attention on this channel. Just don't delete them, block them, and see what happens. The narcissists, when people do this for attention, they're so, I need to have that attention. You make a mockery. You make a mockery about real stuff that needs to be addressed. So there you are in your ego. There you are posting all this stuff. Then you bicker back and forth, and you don't actually, you don't care. And I hit the nail on the head. So there will be people that get triggered. You will have to self-reflect. And you could just, look at even that stuff. And I saw that within, in the sports talk community. And everyone started to wake up about this, and they saw that. So maybe you can't see that in other lenses, and it does our society no good when you sit there because you get triggered because it was, I was a fanboy, of this guy. So I'm going to slander someone else. I'm a fanboy of this political party. So I'm going to slander someone else. Someone's got to share this today. Someone's got to speak. I'm going to speak up. I don't care. Because none of this, it's all about that ego. It's not about the children. It's not about the people that were violated. And as an empath, and you could feel this energy. You could feel it. You could feel what these people went through. I ain't going to tolerate it no more. And again, the internet's the Wild West. The person that's, you say you don't like this, you got to block them. You got to not pay. And then it just shrivels up. This is 0 Point Ascension. I appreciate that. You better focus on what I just said. And this is something, now that I got your attention today, we are in an extinction event for humanity. Yeah. And it's not going to come from the comet crashing down. No. It's not going to come from the supermassive volcano erupting. No. It's not going to come from the big bomb going off. Nope. No. The extinction of humanity is going to come from that demented brain. Wake up now. So I've had just about enough, just like many of you. It's my honor to discuss this today. I hope people will do better in life. If you didn't like the video, too bad. Okay. And I hope I inspire other light warriors and light workers to speak up. And, it's rough for a lot of us because, as empaths, people, with souls and stuff like that, you don't like this dark stuff. I even reflect back when this was going back years ago, and I say, talk to my mom about, and she would say, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. So a lot of us, it's difficult. It's difficult to talk about the elephant in the room. But what's not okay is making it worse. Is making it worse. And it's always going to be about the people sitting at home. That's the point of life, was our families. Where are we headed now? So I appreciate that, Jen. I appreciate that, and I know that this needed to be addressed. You know what happens? Do you know what happens when you're an egomaniac? You know what happens when you don't stand for our children authentically? You're on the list. It was divine timing that Chris Jericho brought back the list of Jericho. I look at the quantum. I look at these biblical times. The walls of Jericho go down. And so it is. I appreciate you. I hope people start doing better in life. And if you want to do better in life, you could click the like button, click the subscribe button, check out some of the recent videos. Let's lead with integrity. I'll lead with integrity. And I'm also here to tell you, when you do stuff like this, you might have had something called persecution implants, where good people, you go out on the internet and you try to do good work, and you might have been persecuted in years past. I'm going to move forward every single day. Every single day, I'm going to move forward with the full armor of God. And most of reality is just people that are, it's just trolls on the internet, right? It's trolls. It's a disgrace. I hope that people will self-reflect. I hope that people will say, you know what? There's terrible stuff that were done to children, and do not, I can't believe I have to say this, like these are adults, do not take something that is kind of serious, right? Very serious, and make stuff just to, appease your political party or your fanboydom. It's not okay. It's not okay. And everyone's got to do better. Everyone's got to look at that accountability mirror today. And all I know is, I don't care who likes this video, who doesn't like this video. All I know, and this is what I teach on this channel, when my head hits the pillow at night tonight, I'm going to sleep well. So I hope you like it. I don't care if you don't like this video. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. We have more coming out on Facebook today. I appreciate the community support. Check out the other videos. Grateful for anyone that likes, grateful for anyone that clicks subscribe today. We have to move forward because the walls of Jericho come down today. Keep marching. Keep going. I love you guys very much. It was my honor to do this today. Bye for now.